What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers live on Friday, right before the weekend. We have your 12-pack of plays, and if you're not watching the show live right now, hanging out with us, then you're already behind. We consistently say that, and we did it again as we swept the board, as we looked through how we did yesterday. The Foxborough Flow cashed for us. Demario Pop Douglas cashed for us again, and then now 4-1 on the season. We have our Justice That Sports play of the day. So go ahead and continue to follow along because Justice That Sports, the model is hot. It takes away the brainiac that is Mark himself and then removes the ding-dongs from me and also Robbie. And it just allows us to be unbiased. And then the model just kind of speaks for itself. And as you see, now 4-1 on the season, it's been a good time. But today on the show, we give you our 12-pack of plays, and Robbie and Mark are here to join me as well. And then we break down some college football playoffs as well as the NFL games that we're looking forward to the most. And then it's the shoot your shot. You got to shoot your shot into the saloon and see if you get in. And I have finally updated the graphic, Miss Kim. You have 2 of your mugs there. And so you'll be able to saddle up to the bar in the saloon. And you'll be a part of us, but now you're the only person that's been there twice. And so shout out to you. But let's go ahead and get it started through the day as we bring in the fellas. And looky, we have the good looking one in the middle and then the old foggy one on the far end. Mark, how are you, man?
You know what? Usually I'm foggy, but for very other reasons. And I don't know what the hell's going on with this.
Mark is having some technical difficulties, and that's a little bit of the reason we're just about a minute late. But unfortunately, we can't get his camera to sync up. We don't know what's going on. So when he speaks, do me a favor, everybody, just close your eyes and just take it all in. That way, you don't have to look at the foggy mirror over there on the far end. But we're gonna get past
ASMR of the betting world.
Right. Let's go to the guy in the middle. Cash with me last night. What up, Rob?
Yeah, we did. Some Patico and DeMario. I like that saying. I am here. My Preds are playing right now. They suck, so I don't feel as bad being here and not watching that game. But yeah, Mark was in witness protection or something. It looks like one of those documentary shows where they got the blurred face of the gang member and they're like not wanting to give out their thing. So I don't know who you got dirt on, Mark, but I won't tell nobody.
For sure. We'll let you keep that to yourself. Don't give yourself up. Just
I know
quickly.
Nothing.
But we did have some good stuff. I called in another show. I called the first touchdown over there at plus 1,800 for Mr. Justin Fields, and so a nice cash if you were following along on that one. So that was a good one for sure. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. We do have some Friday plays, and so I want to go ahead and get to our Friday plays because there's not much that we want to dig into because we want to dig into more of the college football playoffs, maybe who's looking to be in, maybe who could fall out. It all depends on how this will shake out. We're going to look at the games that are looking right at us, staring at us in the face, but there's still hockey going. There's still NBA. So let's go ahead and start this thing off with some plays. And Robbie, go ahead and lead us off on this one.
Yeah, going to the ice tonight with Matvey Michkov. I hope I got your name right, brother. 1+ point at plus 115. Matvey is in his sophomore year on the ice. He is starting to heat up. He has 3 goals in 3 straight games and a point in 6 of his last 10. Now he's getting to play the Blues, who haven't been playing as well to start the year as they did to finish the season. But I do like his props tonight. I could take his anytime go at plus 290. The right wings have 5 goals, 5 assists with at least 1 point in their last 10 games against the Blues. Really like to look at Michkov to keep continuing his success tonight and get us a point at plus money.
I'm taking the Gonzaga Bulldogs. That's right. A little bit of a zag flex, if you will. Real quick, funny story. I'm a Gonzaga Bullpup alum. That's right. I went to Gonzaga High School, the high school that's affiliated with this Gonzaga Bulldog team, and I'm taking them on their team total to go over 86.5 points at minus 120. Gonzaga's 3-0 straight up and against the spread to start the season. They are coming out hot and making a really solid case for a national championship run. They're winning by an average of 21 points. This is the first road test of the year. ASU's pace and offensive balance, though, are just not going to be enough to slow the Zags down here. They've topped 90 points in 2 of their last 3. They're shooting above 50%. I love this since ASU's defense is not built to contain the Bulldogs.
Well, it's going to be hard to contain this play tonight. We're going Jaden McDaniels over the 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's at minus 114. He's over this line in 7 of his last 8 games. I like the points as well. If you're looking to go there over the 15.5 points as a standalone play, that is at minus 106. But I like adding in the rebounds and assists for one main reason. They have not played since Monday. Yeah, it's Friday. That's 3 days off. You don't get that very often there in the NBA. And so with it having 3 days off, now going against a Sacramento Kings team that honestly, they're not good. I expect him to score. Also expect him to bring the energy, just like where Friday shows always bring, with some rebounds and some assists. And so I like this play today for Jaden McDaniels. We continue to cash with him. We'll cash again tonight. All right. Well, that is our Friday plays. I know there's hockey on. I know there's NBA. But I want to get to the college football because that's kind of what we're looking at. And honestly, we're looking at the playoffs and we're getting so close and they're already coming out with standings. And so let's look at how it is currently walking into this season. Right now, you have a Notre Dame, and an Oregon team that they would go in. And then you have the top 4 of Ohio State, Indiana, Alabama, and A&M. There's so many different ways you can go and target and look at what team might fall out. And so I want to bring – I guess a question to the guys. And Mark, I'll start with you on this one. When you look at these teams in the playoffs right now, right? I want to see what team you might have that could be tripped up a little bit and end up falling out of the playoffs here.
I think if there's any team that jumps off the page to me that is in jeopardy of that, you got to look at Memphis, especially being in that number 12 spot. They have the toughest road ahead of them. They've got to take on number 5 Georgia, who, in all fairness, has got to win outright to make a case for them to be in the top 4. I just think that Memphis is the one that jumps out for me.
I would like to ask a question, sir.
What?
If you have a minute. Can you see the screen?
That board? Oh, you got USF on there. Why do you have USF on there? USF is not on 12. Memphis is.
Well, I don't know if you realize this, but Memphis lost last week. And I
was looking at last week's. Oh, yeah. I'm a dumbass. I was all prepped to do last week.
Yeah. Mark.
You know what? In all fairness, my call on Memphis was exactly right. I'd like them to fall out of the college playoffs.
And they did. Look at you. I like it. All right. Well, all right. We're gonna keep you at Memphis because they did fall out. And so we'll kind of go back a little bit. Robbie, we do have a graphic on the screen and it is updated. I was reading mistakes from TJ down there in the chat. All right. So now, if we'll all check out this graphic together. Sorry, Mark, that was funny. Anybody you looked at could possibly fall out this week?
Yeah, looking right at Texas. They're going into Georgia this weekend. They're not good on the road. Billy Napier beat Texas. That should tell you how bad Texas is and how bad they should not be on this graphic. They're going to get their ass kicked by Georgia this weekend, and I expect them to fall out.
Oh, wow. So you think that they just get their teeth kicked in? Because at this point, if they were to lose, they're probably it would be tough for them to make their way into the playoffs. I believe that would give them 3 losses.
Yes. Wait, I think are they not already at 3? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. They're number 10. No, surely they're not at 3 losses because they're number 10 in the country. So they must still be sitting at 2.
Because they've already lost to Florida and they lost to Ohio State. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
And then they got smacked both games last year to Georgia, and now they're playing in Georgia. I think they're just going to get smacked again. It's been a nice ride, but I think it ends on Saturday.
Yeah, nobody else has 3 losses right now that's in here. And honestly, nobody except for Tennessee and Iowa have 3 losses in the top 25. I'm going to look at a game that's on the graphic, and it's OU Alabama. So when I look at Oklahoma, their record right now, they're ranked 11th in the polls. They're 7-2. If you look at Alabama, they're 8-1, ranked 4th. I'm not saying that would move Alabama out. I just think that would move Alabama out of the top 4, which obviously those top 4 will probably change a lot. But realistically, what could happen then is that moves OU into, and I think OU has a real good chance of beating Alabama. I'm not saying that they will, because I think that line is 5.5 right now for Alabama. But I do think it's a good look that It's a Sooners team that has been playing better. They obviously had that one loss, there with when they had their quarterback. I'm sorry, when their quarterback first came back from injury, and they lost again. And so we'll see if they're going to get the thing trending up in the right direction. But they just beat Tennessee, and so I look for them to really make a stamp and with a big win against Alabama, and that would go a long way. If not, 3 losses, they're probably out.
Yeah, John Mateer was the reason. I think it was 2 weeks ago, because I wasn't on last week, but 2 weeks ago I said they would beat Tennessee in Knoxville. He was the main reason why I thought that. And as long as he's there and he's healthy, I think they have a legit shot against Alabama. Won't be easy, like you said. It'll be a good game, I believe, but I think they'd have a puncher's chance at winning that.
Yeah. Mark, is there anybody that you're looking at on last week's graphic that might be able to get in this week?
Look, I think there's a couple of teams. I don't care what graphic you look at. There's a couple of teams that have to win outright if they're going, and not just win. I mean, convincingly win. We're talking about Notre Dame, right? They stumbled coming out the gate to start the season. I think that where they're at right now is a 9 spot. And with going against an Oregon team, Oregon's the same way. They've got to come out and they've got to win big. I think so. You look at that. You look at Texas Tech. I know USF is in there now. I think the 12, the 11. If Texas loses this week, they're done. We're out of the conversation. So I think that they're all the bottom 4. Listen, the bottom 4 are going to interchange from now until the first part of December when the finalized rankings come out. But I do think it's those 8, 9, 7 teams that have to win out and win big.
I agree. And Robbie, is there anybody on the outside looking in that you're like, hey, this team really has, honestly, an easy road ahead of them, a big game where they could win and put them in? Is there anybody you're looking at?
No, nobody I was really looking at. I kind of focused on this graph before the show. I am anxious to see Ole Miss this weekend. I'm anxious to see what Ole Miss does this weekend. They play a certain team who might be looking for a head coach next season. It might be their head coach. So I hope they lose this weekend.
Yeah, Florida at Ole Miss. The spread I see right now is 11.5 for Ole Miss. And so that could be a tricky game, because if a Florida team goes into not Starkville, but Oxford, and they go in and get a big win, that might go a long way on maybe tilting the scales to bring Lane Kiffin to Florida. You never know. His wife is, I think she's an alumni of there, just like you are alumni of Gonzaga, Mark. She's
alumni adjacent. Let's be clear. Alumni adjacent.
I thought everybody understood that. Sorry. But I do think that that's a really big game. I don't know if there's any game that I'm looking at that I would just be like, hey, this team really could knock off the other team. South Florida obviously has Navy. Navy has honestly put up a lot of points. South Florida hasn't been great. They can easily slip up. That would just be, the group of 5's best team that's outside of those 4 conferences. We could see, that completely, USF fall on their face. And so there's a lot that could completely flip on this, but I think for the most part, there's like probably 6 or 7 teams that are in, unless they just completely just S the bet at this point. So it will be very interesting to see as we move forward. But as always, we have more picks, but I don't know. Robbie, do you have a pick for Saturday? No, I don't either. But the man on the far end, always bringing something. I was curious because me and Robbie had nothing for Saturday, so I was hoping somebody brought some Saturday play. Mark did it for us, so we appreciate that. The people appreciate that. Let's go ahead and hear what you got.
We talked about what an idiot I am because I looked at the wrong graphic. But one thing you cannot dispute is that the Utah Utes are making their own case to be included in this college playoff conversation. So I'm taking them at -7.5 at -110. They are rolling right now. They're 7-2 overall. They've won 5 of 6, and they've been outscoring their opponents by nearly 40 points a game. It goes back to that dominant win narrative. The Utes rank 5th nationally in scoring margin, and they've been even better lately at 24.7 as a margin of victory over their last 3 games. Their defense has been absolutely elite. They've only allowed 156 passing yards, which is 6th in the FBS. The offense continues to gain rhythm, and the road form, they're on the road this week, and they have been absolutely dominant. I love this spot to overwhelm a Baylor Bears team with another convincing cover.
Utah Give me 2. I like that.
Did-
I didn't know. Is there saying to be a Ute?
No, I was just to be young again. I was trying to work in the Utes.
Yeah, you must have been working off the last year's graphic on that one. I get it. I get it completely. And I did love this from Joe. And shout out to everybody here. If it was split decision, you're definitely losing on that one.
I love this.
And the Point Break, I believe it was Point Break yesterday that you did, which I would say we're doing pretty good on our AI memes, GIFs, GIFs, videos, like whatever we're doing on social media. It was all an accident. We've all kind of just had fun with it. I thought it was pretty good. Your Point Break one was really good too, Rob.
I appreciate it. You should see some of the stuff I type in just to get what I want. And you should see half the time their names are spelled wrong. The one I did today on the Swedish plate, I didn't know where it was going towards the end. The horse and the hockey players kind of looked like, I don't know, but it stopped and cut off. So I was like, I will leave it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what was happening. I did see that one. One guy's holding a net. I don't know why the other guy's on a horse. And then they just.
It's a moose. It's not even a horse. It's a moose.
Oh, it's a moose?
Yeah.
Listen, I have no. If you're missing out, well, you are missing out if you aren't watching these or seeing these. But you can follow Robbie on Twitter as well as Mark and I. And so follow us. We'd be more than happy if you're not already being a part of the group and the crew and everything that we're making of Weekday Wagers. We're having so much fun doing it. It's really just us hanging out and making you a part of our lives. Us hopefully being a part of your life as well. So this has been, it's been fun, and us just kind of hanging out, doing our thing together. It's always a good time. So, but let's go ahead and talk about the NFL, because as you see in the top right of this corner, it is the Overdrive, NFL Overdrive. You can scan that QR code. It's going to be a little different. I usually stay away from Robbie's radar, but last night I thought when I was putting these together, why not? Why not just lean all the way into it and let's just see how good Robbie's radar exactly is. And so I went with some alt lines on a few, maybe combine some things around there. But every guy that Robbie was targeting and has on his radar is in the Overdrive this week. It's already up live, but we'll see if it will be, I guess something that helps us or hurts us. I don't know how it's going to go, but Rob, you're back now. You were out last week. Mm-hmm. We brought you back in. So I'm curious how the Robdar helps us. So we'll see how that goes. But I know you're kind of unsure about if the juju, if it's going to completely jinx it. So the Robbie's Radar, NFL Overdrive coming together, does it make you nervous?
It absolutely makes me nervous. I woke up last night, the middle of third quarter, I took a little nap, woke up in the fourth, looked down that you had updated it. And I was like, these are all my damn players. Why are my players on here? Because I suck at this game. And now I'm like, maybe I should just hedge and just go under on all those. I haven't completely made my mind up yet.
No doubt. All right. Well, we do have a question that I want to wrap up and put a bow on the college football. But Kevin wants to know, do you like the over in the Oregon game tonight? And so I'm guessing this is not football now that I saw that it was about tonight, but it is about basketball.
No, it is football. Oregon.
Is it football tonight?
Yeah. Oregon's
Minnesota.
The Golden Gophers. Yeah, yep. Minnesota. Yeah, so the line right now is at 44.5. The model has this one projected out to almost 48. So I would say the over's in great play. The only thing that scares me about that is obviously a Minnesota offense, right? You're counting on Minnesota to put up some points. And I know Oregon has to win big, but is it so dominant that they don't let Minnesota move the ball? And that's the only fear there. But with the total being 44.5, we've got Oregon projected to go to 36. I like it.
So that would be a 31-14 game, get you over. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's crazy. The only thing is, like you said, getting the 14 from Minnesota would make me nervous.
It could be a 35-10 game, and we still
correct.
We still go. So
all right. Well, we're gonna see how it goes, but yes, it should be a good game overall, and I do think that, as Kevin's saying, that they should, need style points. And so because of that, I just think that why not go ahead and put it on them. So I like the look there. But let's go ahead and go into Sunday. Robbie, I'm going to start with you on this one. Sunday, you're looking at these different games. What game might you be looking at and why?
Ooh, it's a tough one. It's a tough slate this weekend, honestly, as far as the games go. Tampa Bay, Buffalo is probably the one I would look at the most. LA and Seattle. Never mind. That's the one I'm looking at the most because it's a division game. First time they're playing this season. 2 stout defenses. That's the one I'm looking at the most.
All right. Do you expect, because this is part of the overdrive, and I put this on here because it just seems like it's crazy if you put JS in, but also paired him with Puka Nacua. The number is 199.5. You're going to go over or under on the receiving yards. I don't want you to give me that answer, but how great is it to have these two receivers on both sides of each other? Really, in all honesty, it could be a battle where they both go off for 150 because that's the kind of track meet game it gets to. Like, that's the part that I'm looking for. Is that what you're looking forward to in this game?
Same as that's exactly the right thing. Nakua and JSN are not two guys I would bet the under on ever. But when you're putting them in a game like this, it makes you think because both defenses, when you look at the history of the season, have been stout. And I'm like, well, okay, let me go check and see what each other did against those opposing defenses. It's like 4-game history, and neither one of them have done that well. They've had like one-offs here or there, but both teams are playing well. So, like I said, I still know how the Niners are in that conversation. With everybody being hurt, and now they're getting Brock Purdy back in Pearsall, you would think it would be a 2-team race, but hell, you've even got the Niners back in the thing.
Do you like Cooper Kupp in a revenge spot going back into LA?
Nah, I can't bet on Cooper Kupp this season. He's too inconsistent. I don't even think that matters.
Yeah, I don't like him either. I think Cooper Kupp as a name, it sounds awesome, but he just has not been himself, right? He hasn't been the same player that he was, honestly 2 years ago, let alone 4 or 5. And last year, I believe he was hurt, marred with injuries the whole season. But really, it was 2 years ago that he was somewhat himself, but still this year, he's not really been that. Is that the same for you, Rob?
Yeah, and they've got the speedster. His name, I'm forgetting him right now. He went off on Sunday Night Football, that game we were doing halftime. He had like 2 touchdowns in the first half. He's starting to come on as well and taking a lot of reps away from Cooper Kupp. So that's the other thing. He's not even wide receiver 2 solidified anymore. He's more like a wide receiver 2/3 at this point.
All right. Well, we'll find out that name because I would love to hear exactly what it is. Mark, what's the game that you're looking forward to the most?
There's a couple. Really interested in the Chiefs visiting Denver and how that kind of plays out. I'm a Charger fan through and through. That's no secret. I really think that this is an important battle in the AFC West. Very interested to see how Denver can kind of either control or can Kansas City dominate Denver at home. Denver's been very tough to play at home. I'm also real excited about the Lions and the Eagles game for a number of reasons. I'm hoping we finally get a primetime game that we see some points, but more importantly, I can't wait to talk about it at halftime with you guys.
I like the tease there. Yes, it will be a good game. We're talking about what was that? The Lions and the Eagles. That should be a really good game. We'll see how those teams that honestly, could be fighting it going down into the NFC Conference Championship, and so that could be a really good game. Mine's I think it's stupid, but it's also like interesting. I normally would not go after these two teams, but I think it has enough storylines behind it where it's the Steelers and the Bengals. Like, we're seeing Joe Burrow become healthier and healthier, and he's potentially coming back around the Thanksgiving time. Who knows? But now we're talking about a Joe Flacco led Bengals team that has kind of revived him a little bit, right? After they got off of that quarterback they had, whatever his name is, it doesn't matter. Don't tell me. We should all forget it anyway. But now you have the Steelers at Aaron Rodgers, and their defense isn't as good, but their offense seems to be okay. This could be a shootout. It could be a really good game. And I know Kim White is a Steelers fan. And so she's a Steelers fan, but she likes every other thing is Cincinnati. I'm wondering if she is torn on this one because this should be a good game. But I think it should be one of the games that I'm looking forward to the most. Mark, is that a stupid game, or is that actually a good game that could be good that day?
Oh, no, I think it's great, especially if you're into the whole look, you brought up Joe Flacco, right?
Yeah.
If you're into that narrative of, yes, he has found a new home in Cincinnati, and he has thrived in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow comes back. Do you pull Flacco out just because it's Joe Burrow, or does Joe Burrow kind of have to work his way back? And how does that play out for the rest of the season? I hope, just for a dramatic sort of buildup, that Flacco plays his ass off until Burrow comes back, and you're forced into that position of, now what do we do?
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it is a 40-year-old's paradise with the quarterbacks there, Rob.
Yeah, if I'm Joe Burrow, I just look at the schedule and I say, you see that loss? You lost to the New York Jets. Set your ass down. This is my team now.
Wow. All right. What is the receiver for the Rams?
So it was actually two. It's the Seahawks, and it was Torrey Horton was the guy I was thinking of, but they also acquired Rashid Shaheed as well last week. So those are the other guys that I think are better than Cooper Kupp at this point in the season. Gotcha.
Okay. I wasn't sure where you were going with. I thought you were talking about the Rams at one point, and then I realized, no, Cooper Kupp is on Seattle again. I'm an idiot too. I forgot this whole time.
Yeah, so. That was last year's roster.
I think it was last week's graphic too. So I'm not exactly sure what it is. All right. Well, it's that time of the day where we want to get to our plays. And I did see the Overdrive champ says he's here, and the chat's all happy because he's going to help them get a win this week. I don't think so. You're on the other side. I've seen your numbers. You get like 3 and 4 points. Okay. You got lucky last week. We rubbed off on you a little bit. Robbie's back now. We had Rob Dar in our back pocket. So we'll see how this whole thing goes. But let's go ahead and get to our Sunday picks presented by our guy, Seabass.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's gonna turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Guess who's back? Kicker's back. Let's go. Cairo Santos over 1.5 field goals at -110. He's had 2+ in 3 of the last 4 weeks. 2 field goal attempts against Minnesota in week 1. So why not go ahead and target him again? Minnesota's allowed 2+ field goals in 6 of 9 games this season, and that's 3 straight games of 2+. Let's go ahead and go with Cairo Santos at -110 to kick 2 field goals. Then we're going to go with our guy, Cam Little. He holds the record now, and he's a long kicker, but he's also been a little bit more consistent after the bye week. Sometimes when I'm looking at kickers, I'll see how the bye week adjusts their offense, and now they're actually taking the field goals to get the points. He's had 2+ field goals in only 5 of the 9 games this season, but ever since that bye week now, he's had 3 field goals in back-to-back weeks. And so the Chargers, they have allowed 2+ field goals in 9 of 10 games. So we do like the after and the progression now after the bye week, but also the Chargers make opponents continue to kick field goals. Let's go to Rob here.
Yeah, since Joe keeps calling Robbie's radar another word that I won't say, if those players crap the bed, it's because of Joe this weekend. Just remember that. But anyway, going to a guy who's not on Robbie's radar, and that's Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I'm just going to call him Bill because that's what he wants to be called apparently. But I'm taking him over 8.5 rush attempts at -105. Look, this game is ugly. You got 2 ugly teams, and they're playing overseas. I think with Mariota starting at quarterback, you're going to see a lot of ground and pound. I don't think either team are going to take control of this game and dominate the other. Bill has cleared this line in 6 straight games, even with Chris Rodriguez eating into his target share. He went from 12 attempts last 2 weeks ago to 6 attempts this past week. So even whatever Chris does, it doesn't matter. Bill is getting his. Miami's allowed the RB1 to clear this in every game this season. So we don't need Bill to do much on the ground. We just need him to get carries. That's all we need. Then my second play is on Robbie's radar, and this is a guy I believe in because against Pittsburgh, he absolutely dominates. He has 29 catches, 506 yards, and 3 touchdowns against the Steelers in 5 straight games. Higgins averages 101.2 receiving yards against the Steelers. Give me Mr. T. Higgins to get 60-plus receiving yards at minus 115. If you've seen Robbie's radar this week, I like him for a lot of other props in that game as well.
Woo! There we go. Look, little simpatico there with DG in this one, because that's right. It's bolt up, fam. We're taking the Chargers minus 2.5 at minus 125. Jacksonville is absolutely reeling after last week's 29-10 collapse against Houston. And not only that, they lost Travis Hunter for the rest of the season. I know I'm a Chargers fan. This is not a homer pick. The Chargers, they've won 3 straight. They've outscored opponents 74-30 over that run, and they rank top 10 in total offense. Their defense has absolutely just been their saving grace over those 3 games. I mean, they have Pittsburgh under 225 total yards. It's the best showing that they've had all season long, which plays into keeping the Jacksonville Jaguars out of the end zone. Lots of field goals. Cash DG's ticket. And with the Chargers offense, we're going to cash this one too. Give me the minus 2.5. Chargers win this one. Then I'm going with Houston's Christian Kirk to go over 18.5 receiving yards at minus 115. This is a buy low spot for a guy who only had 3 targets for 1 reception last week for 3 total yards. Yes, it's with backup quarterback Davis Mills, and he has a relationship with Nico Collins and blah, 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 blah. Who cares? What has happened over the season is Christian Kirk has maintained a steady 15% or higher target share all season long, and he's still a key piece of this Houston's short passing game. By the way, a little nugget, his longest reception, oh my God, I can't even talk now. His longest reception is, the line is at 13.5 yards. I love this spot. He could do this in 1 catch, but I'll take 2, and we go over the 18.5.
All right, I'm going to go here now, and I just want everybody to raise your hand if you have ever heard an adult say, bolt up, fam. Well, that's all of us now. We've all heard that one. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot here and go Eddie Pinheiro. Going to go over the 1.5 field goals at minus 105. My cousin Eddie has hit 2+ field goals in 7 to 9 games this season. Arizona's allowed 2+ field goals in 7 to 9 games this season. The numbers add up to me. When I look at this game, I see Brock Purdy now coming back. I don't expect this to be a shootout against the Cardinals. And so because of that, they're going to stall in an indoor game. And let me check my notes. The weather is phenomenal this week. And so I'm going to go ahead and target my guy, Eddie, my cousin Eddie, to kick 2 field goals for us and cash that minus 105.
See your comment, Wallsy. Zeno can never be this angry. Not on any day of the week, I promise you. But we're going to go to Arondé Gadsden, 50+ receiving yards at minus 113. Look, he went down last week, but he still saw 6 targets. He got 13 yards off those targets. That kind of sucked. But he's back this week. Ladd McConkey has an ankle issue. Quentin Johnson may not play. I love Arondé to be Herbert's target this week against the Jacksonville team that absolutely sucks against the tight end. They have allowed 64.8 receiving yards to the position in the last 6 games. Chargers are favored by 3 in this one. I think it's a close enough game to where they're going to have to go back and forth a little bit. Give me Mr. Gadsden to get 50+ receiving yards at minus 113.
After our picks, I always am just like taken back. Like, my God, like that was a lot. And so I hope everybody appreciates the time and effort that we put into these. And Sundays have been just kind of like a flurry. And I do like McFlurries, but this has been a flurry of picks. And so hope everybody appreciates it, and go ahead and get these in now before they do move. And so I think you see around on our plays, we all kind of have our niche a little bit and what we're looking for. But I did want to, I had somebody in the chat ask this.
I just got to say too. And what's real impressive is that we're all going to be pulling for the Chargers this weekend. I kind of like that. We're all 3 on the same page.
We are, but RJ asked a very important question, and he wants to know, is Mark's camera, it's going to be better next show? And so he wanted me to ask the 8 ball. So this is our chance to ask the ding dong here, because I don't think Hunter Henry scored last night. So obviously stupid 8 ball here. But is Mark's camera going to get better next show? Don't count on it. That's what it just said. So
in any language, because that one's for you, Kim. In any language, that's stupid 8 ball.
It's a stupid 8 ball. And I was actually looking for that because it is Mark. He looks like a Chinese karate movie when he says whatever he's saying, and then his mouth ends up moving a few seconds afterwards. So yes,
I like the Chargers.
Yeah, still saying it.
We can't tell because your face is so blurry.
Yeah, we don't even know where your mouth is at the moment. We just see a blur. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into the time where everybody is here for. Everybody gets a chance to get into the saloon. And Miss Kim's already there twice. I'm jealous. Mark, he's definitely jealous. We won't be able to see what he's saying, but we'll be able to hear it here in just a few minutes. I love it. Let's go ahead and get into here. And we have the saloon members already. Mark, if you don't mind, go ahead and read off everybody that is in the saloon.
What a jerk. So let's begin with the first guy in, and that is obviously Joe. Robbie was soon to follow. We had Boom Boom, Preston, and Tony Metzger's in. Daniel Greer, he joined the party. Mrs. Nonsense even got in before her husband. And then Kimberly White has to go and show everybody up and go double mug because that's just the way. You know what? In all fairness, it's her birthday. It was her recently birthday the other day. Her recently birthday. I'm an idiot today. I don't know what's going on. It was her recently birthday? Who's so stupid? Shit like that.
It was just her birthday. Yes, that is correct.
Right. So she decides she's going to go all party mode and double fist it. I like it.
She definitely did that. So go ahead and get your plays in. I see that Scott and Preston's putting theirs in, and now we see another Scott one. Scott doubles up. Whatever. He's just doing whatever he wants.
Scott did have Justin Fields' first touchdown last night.
He did. Okay.
He did.
Unfortunately, I don't know if that gets you in the saloon. We didn't discuss it, so I don't know what we should do.
You got to put saloon shot. If you're going to say saloon, if it's for the saloon, you got to put this is my saloon shot.
You got to call that shot. If it's not on a Friday show and you're saying, hey, this is my saloon shot, you got to call it.
Yeah. We'll see. Yes, Joe said I saw Scott put 5 in 1 week. I did too.
He's just trying to help the chat out that if they can't get somebody in, they just use one of Scott's.
Yeah, use one of Scott's. Somebody vote. I would like Scott's third saloon shot of a Friday show.
Hell, I'm going to use Scott. Scott, give me one.
Yes, he needs it. All right, let's go ahead and get into what we have on the board today, and that will be Robbie starting us off. And I want everybody to kind of hold your applause and hold your thoughts on Mark's. But go ahead and start us off, Rob. What you got?
I'm going to Pretty Ricky and not Tricky Ricky or whatever that says. Going to Pretty Ricky because Brock Purdy is back this week. And the first time they'll be playing together, I think, since week 1 this season, playing the crappy Arizona Cardinals, even though they killed my Cowboys. I think Ricky Pearsall gets in first just on the fact that he's a Florida Gator and his name is Ricky.
Yep. I wanted to make a getting shot joke, and I thought that was bad karma. So I stayed away from that one because I really like Ricky Pearsall. But yes, that's why his rookie year was delayed, was because of that.
That would have been a hard target for sure, DG.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Put him up, knock him down for Rob there. I like that one. All right, I'm going to go with Rodgers. I'm open. And that's Jonnu Smith in the back of the end zone on his first touchdown. He is a tight end, and guess what? Cincinnati Bengals suck at guarding tight ends, and he already had the first touchdown when they played earlier this season. So why not double up here, Jonnu, and get us a plus 1,400 double mug cash? And no, Mark, you're not borrowing my mug. But then we're going to go over to Mark because now Caleb Williams has the nickname Iceman. What are we doing?
Listen, I have nothing to do with that stupid nickname, by the way. The only reason, and you know what? Here, full disclosure. The only reason I'm taking Caleb Williams to get his first touchdown Well, there's a couple reasons. Let me start with the stats behind it. He's done it in 2 of the last 5 games for the Bears. The Bears have scored the first touchdown in 4 of the last 5 games. And the odds at plus 2,200, I got to change the karma because I know Joe always accuses me of just eating straight chalk. Well, you know what? I'm not doing it this time. And if I get in at plus 22, I should get 2 mugs because I doubled up.
That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. You took a chance and you didn't get in again because you chose Caleb Williams. I'm laughing. Everybody else is laughing. We know another week goes by and you don't get into the saloon. And I hate that for you, Mark. I really do. But you didn't make a good decision. And I feel like I'm talking to my kids right now. There is some questions happening.
No, BG, it's kind of like when you have a thought about somebody doing something and it's plus 1,000, you're like, look, saloon, I should be in. Whether you say the saloon, they should be in because I said it.
Listen, our rules are different. Okay. My rules are different. I do have a question though, because I do see a lot of chatter in the chat about this. I'm seeing that is Ricky playing now. I thought he was out still.
They said he was playing today. Him and Brock Purdy are both fired up and ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw where he's on it. He was limited at practice today. Purdy has been at full practice.
Okay.
Parasol, limited practice. Didn't know if he was going to actually get in for Sunday. I think the injury report, should be coming out this afternoon. The final decision on that.
I can't remember the name of the app, but I always get updates when there's injuries. They said they were both going to be playing this weekend.
Twitter?
No.
Oh.
No, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that Matthew Berry took over. I can't remember the name of it. Somebody in the chat knows. I know Preston knows because he uses the same app.
Yeah, I have no idea. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into what people have and what we have. And honestly, on this one, RJ, I almost went with Theo Johnson. I just don't think they can score first, but I like Theo for sure. And, as the tight end there, I've always been a big, Theo Johnson fan. So I want to have him as mine. And I tried so hard to justify why he would get the first touchdown. He probably will now, but I was like, there's no way they're going to be able to score the first touchdown without Jackson Dart. I don't believe he's playing this week. Oh, and Nate does have your the app. It's Napster. That's the app you're looking for.
Not recently. That's in the bin with MySpace, but I did at one point probably have one of those.
Yes,
MySpace.
Yeah, your MySpace Napster app, but it might be BN Fantasy.
That's it. Yeah,
I know what that means.
Bleacher Nation Fantasy.
Bleacher Nation. Okay. All right. Well, let's go through these and see if we can find them. And if I missed any, please let me know. But I'm looking here. Preston's going with Luther Burden is his play plus 3,000 for a first touchdown. This is one of many for Scott's. This is the Josh Hart triple double plus 2,200. The fact that it's 2,200, I'm okay with. Shooting your shot here. Stephon Castle triple double plus 1,580. And then TJ's is very much chalky. I can't. Trevor Zegras?
Need some help? No, Zegras. Trevor Zegras and Logan Cooley. I think he meant to type Cooley.
Oh, okay. I would have definitely said volley. One goal. So we need one goal out of Trevor and one goal out of Logan for a plus 1,002 for his saloon shot. Marvin Mims. Is he still playing for the Cardinals?
Last I remember, it was the Broncos, maybe.
Broncos. Yes, you're right. I was thinking of a different guy. So plus 2,200. He does still play for the Broncos. And then Kim says anytime touchdown for Bijan, T. Higgins, and Mark Andrews at a plus 1041. I didn't realize Mark Andrews still caught touchdowns. That's news to me as well.
He's caught a touchdown in 3 straight games, I believe.
Maybe I've missed it. Sorry. I thought he was just done for. I thought he was the ghost of girlfriends past.
He does look like it.
Yes. All right. Kevin's going James Cook, Josh Allen, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce, all to get a touchdown at plus 2,140. That's a lot of people. Not bad look, but that would be James Cook and Josh Allen both to be in the same game. Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce, they're in the same game. So he's pretty much taken, two guys out of the same game. That scares me a little bit. But either way, let's go through these. Did I miss any as we look through here?
So.
All right. So I think that's all of them. So let's go back real quick. If you missed any, if you remember them, Mark, do you have a favorite from the chat? You can look over here if you need to through the chat to see what they're playing. You can pick one of Scott's 7, but I only saw him actually put 2 up here this week. But do you have any of your favorites so far?
To get into the saloon?
Yeah. Do you have a favorite from the chat?
You know what? I will. No,
if you don't, that's fine. Just tell them.
No,
just look into the camera and tell them.
In all fairness, we've been asking them for plays for the People's Parlay, and they've been a little off lately. So I think I'm going to have to stay away from the chat for NFL Overdrive and for my saloon shot.
Wow. Speaking of that, we do have the model play of the day, but Robbie, do you have a favorite play for a favorite saloon shot? I'm not asking you to trade out like Mark thought I was doing. Are you looking for one that might be your favorite, like about all these they put in?
Yeah, I like Miss Kimberly's. It was like a Bijan and a couple other names that have escaped me, but that was the one I liked the most.
All right. Well, she put that in there.
Mark Andrews, the one that DD got the
Higgins.
Mark Andrews is so forgettable. I literally just forgot about him in 2 minutes. So he does have a point there.
Exactly. See, I forgot that he even existed. So go ahead and get those in. But let's go ahead and look at the actual play. And I'm gonna change some stuff up. So be patient with me. But Mark, I'm gonna put you on the spot here to give the people what is the model play of.
Oh, that's not the one. There we go. We're going to go with the Drake Bulldogs at -6.5, -110. This has got a projected win percentage at 73.3% of, if I'm looking at this correctly, straight up just to win outright is 84.6%. I love this. The model has this projected. They're playing the SIU Edwardsville Cougars. And the difference in this game is 11 points. So at -6.5, you're getting a ton of value there. I love this spot.
Go ahead and get in your Drake Bulldogs in. So we're now at 4-1, correct, Mark?
Yep.
4-1 with the model. And so maybe if it hits again, we'll go ahead and start putting the record up there. And we're trying to figure out, we don't want to like act like it's doing better than it is, but when it has that type of a record, maybe we do put the record up there, or maybe put a streak that it's on, but we're going to keep up with it no matter what. And so we'll make sure that we put that up there as always. But the as Joe's saying, Drake Bulldogs, bolt up, fam. And then RJ is coming in here last second with Tez Johnson plus 2,800 for a first tutter, I guess. And then Mecca Abuka for plus 11. RJ, I almost went with Abuka. Rob,
So did I.
Should me and Mark, should we have went with Abuka?
Yeah, I've got him to score at least 1 touchdown. Why not be the first this weekend?
And they're going against the Bills. So I thought about it. But I always had to trust my tight ends anytime they're going up against the Bengals for sure. All right, final thoughts.
Ask the 8-ball on Abuka. I got to know now. I'll pick myself.
Oh,
this stupid thing. And in all honesty, I think we're done with the crown.
This is the breakup.
No crown for you. You got your leftover stuff. You got stuff all on your face. The 8-ball. Let's ask the stupid 8-ball. Is Abuka going to score? Is it just the first touchdown or any touchdown?
First
touchdown.
Yeah.
Is Emeka Abuka, you can't spell it, going to score the first touchdown? You may rely on it. I don't believe you. I think it's stupid. And yes, I will take a new 8-ball, Joe, because this is dumb. So we'll see. All right. Scott's doing NFL Overdrive with a coin. He's just going to flip the coin at this point. Scott's been good on the NFL Overdrive. But go ahead and scan the QR code on your top right on the screen. We're going to go ahead and record that right now and give you our picks. I have not even looked at what I want to choose. And so it'll be a surprise to me, just like it will be to you while you're watching live. But that's all we have for Mark and Robbie. I am DG. Thank you all for hanging out and making us a part of your day. Hopefully we're the best part of your day, especially here on a Friday. Go ahead and get your 12-pack in and drink them up. Let's get going. Have a good weekend.